Okay, I'm about to go do this news before I had to go play Call of Duty. See the news um about the attorney for Dwayne Davis, Dwayne Keith Davis, who was already like the guy who was behind the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur. So see, it's about it's about it's about Dwayne Keith Davis's attorney, saying that there should never be, there should never have been charges against him for some reason. So let me see what the attorney says about the charges against Dwayne Keith Davis. This right here could be could be something for you guys to hear. The news was already became more damning than I expected. See, the attorney for Dwayne Keith Davis, who was also known as Keith D. The man has been charged with the first degree murder of Tupac Shakur, dated back to September 7th, 1996. You know, speaking out ahead of the start of his trial. In an interview with the inaugural U.S. Sun, published by at least yesterday, Michael Samt said that there should never have been charges against Davis in the first place, adding that his client's past comments that was about his alleged involvement in Shakur's murder were not necessarily truthful. It's exercising your First Amendment right to free speech. Samt had mentioned this and said that is it in good taste? Probably not. But once again, it's exercising in his right to free speech. Davis had previously recalled in his 2019 memoir, it was called Compton Street Legend. The night Shakur was shot. According to Samt, who was the lawyer for this man, Dwayne Davis, who was a shot caller for the Southside Crips. It was a known street gang in Compton, California. Yeah, that man's been living in Las Vegas, Nevada neighborhood. He lived in Henderson all this time, man. Long before he got, long before this man got snatched for the murder. But the man was like in his early 60s. According to Samt, SANFT, the authorities should have rolled their eyes at Keefe and been like, dude, seriously? Why'd you even write that book? That's dumb. Ultimately, when you look into the book itself and it's the details of it, it's not necessarily criminal. The Sun reported that prior to, you know, statements that Davis had made about Shakur's murder were just lies to garner, you know, quote unquote, fame and fortune. This is a picture of Davis. You know, this is from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Dated back to late September 2023, when he was when he was you know caught for the homicide. Dated back over 30 years with Tupac, especially with Tupac, especially the old guard was already gone. Now you have the new guard of Las Vegas Metropolitan. So Sam Sam have said that as Davis's lawyer, he will provide he will provide his client with every option moving forward, but said that I would tell Keefe over and over again that the only offer that makes sense right now is a dismissal. Davis's trial is scheduled to begin on August the 10th. Well, we're already reaching through the entire month of August. I mean, this whole month of July was about to be over almost. Let me explain to you about Dwayne Davis's trial. It's about to be scheduled to begin on August the 10th of this year. August the 10th of this year. And he will not be able to take the stand per, the Sun. The Sun, man. That's more I had to read here. See, a little more that you can have to read here. Uh, you see, Samt has said this verbatim. He said that the suspect, he's looking forward to presenting his side on some level, and he is in good spirits as much as you can be when you're in custody. He said that he is extremely frustrated with the district attorney's office, the DA's office, in the case, adding that by saying that I'm extremely frustrated with the fact that this case was even charged. They didn't do their due diligence, like he claimed, adding that their job is to investigate cases, make sure they have enough evidence to take someone, yank them out of their home in the middle of the night, tear up their entire house, and then throw that person in jail for 3 years. Davis has Davis has pleaded not guilty following his arrest in like late September 2023. Uh, Tupac Shakur, you know, he's one of those rap legends who have paved the way for a lot of people that already been coming up. I mean, it's because of his music. It touches a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was 25 years. It was like 25 years of age. It's just 6 days after he was shot in a drive-by shooting. Even when he was shot in a drive-by shooting, you know, let me explain it to you about Tupac. He was 25 when he was shot in a drive-by shooting in Paradise, Nevada. Uh, from September 7th, 1996, and he died days later on September 13th of 1996. Now this idiot attorney saying that he wanted some justice for his client. Why this motherfucking idiot lawyer, Michael Sampt, whatever his name is, this lawyer, this lawyer wants to get justice for him. He want to get justice for this man, a man who was in his early 60s, Dwayne Davis. The man's a grandfather. Man's a grandfather, bro. Look at him. Look at this man. Man's a grandpa, bro. A grandfather, let alone a grandparent. He ended up battling cancer for some reason. He won't be able to get no visits because of he won't be able to get no visitations because of the fights that he had with some other inmates at the facility. Yeah, in his early 60s, man, he's already in jail. You know what I mean, for the murder. The main key players you see, the three key players that was in that car with him are now dead. Terrence Brown, Terrence Brown, dead. He got killed outside of a weed store. Orlando Anderson, yeah, Orlando Anderson. He was killed in a drive-by shooting by some corner pocket Crip gang members. Then his friend ends up going to jail for those three murders in Compton. And let me see what happened with DeAndre Smith. DeAndre Smith, he had passed away for some reason, let alone the health problems that he had. Oh yeah, another person that he was friends with, Eric Von Martin. Eric Von Martin. He passed away in 2012, I think. That he died of cancer. Brown died in 2019, maybe 2014, maybe. Anderson had died in 1998 for some reason. That leaves this man. Anderson died in 1998. Uh, Smith died long after that. Brown died, I think, in the 2010s, and Martin died in the 2010s, I think, of cancer. So this is what they're saying here. This is a picture they have of Tupac Shakur. This is a picture of Tupac. It's a picture of Tupac Shakur, even though he was about to go do a show at the Source Awards in 1994, performing a song called "Out on Bail." So he dropped out on bail, and he just yanked the microphone from the hand of a guy that he got beef with. Q-Tip. He's the same dude that Tupac had found out that that guy was with the Tribe Called Quest, and he's making those underground tapes dissing him and his whole crew. I did not even know why. I listened to I listened to the audio interview, and I found out what he was talking about. You know, he's saying that Q-Tip and a Tribe Called Quest have been making these underground tapes dissing them periodically. So the interview that he had was with it was with Sway, who was a radio personality and reporter. He's like a reporter and a radio personality. Uh, Even though he explained everything else, uh, the incident the incident with Ayanna Jackson. He got arrested for the sexual assault dated back to November 19th, 1993. He got arrested, at least sodomy, rape, and sexual assault. That's what it's called. And he talked about some incident that happened in Berkeley. He had been there. You know what I'm saying? So he had interviews they have of him from at least 1992 when he was on video LP. You get to see him in 1993 when he was interviewed by Arsenio. You know, they have they had they have him on a show that was hosted by comedian and actor Robert Townsend. He did performance with Stretch, on the "I Get Around" song. You always seen, you already got performances they have with him performing with Jacobs, Greg Jacobs from Digital Underground, who had be Shock G. Even though that man's from Brooklyn, Tupac, he's from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? These guys are from not Harlem, but he's from either Harlem, or probably the Bronx, or maybe Manhattan. So he probably from Manhattan. So so the other interviews that already been had, yeah, the interview that was so banned by MTV. You know what I'm saying? It was with Tupac, being in the studio. I got a bunch of stuff that's already there that you have uh, press conferences of him being outside the courthouse. You got one with him heading inside the courthouse. It was December of '93. Well, October of '93, even though when he got arrested for shooting at two cops. It came from another county, so he shot one of the cops in his ass anyway. The other one just the other cop just ran for his life too. But that happened in Atlanta, Georgia, so that was around Halloween. You can get to see that for yourself. So he mentioned about stuff about I don't know. He mentioned about what's going on with the how he got shot 5 times. He got robbed and for his jewelry at at a local recording studio. He was gonna get there to go do a song with it was with Sean Penn, at the studio. I think James Roseman was trying to set him up. One person who set him up, it was James Roseman. I think one person he tried to go blame. He probably blamed the notorious B.I.G. who's no longer with us. You know what I'm saying? Tupac think that Biggie had set him up to get shot, and Big felt blamed for it. The notorious B.I.G. He got blamed. He felt like he got blamed for it. Like he wants his apology, but that's where the beef started between those two. That's where the beef started. That's where that the East Coast West Coast uh rap beef, the rap beef started beginning. It started beginning with with East Coast versus West Coast. That's where the beef has started. Before that, it was the beef that happened with Marion Knight and Sean Combs. So another person who already got dragged into the beef, it was Jermaine Malden, who had to be known as Jermaine Dupri. He's like a music mogul and music producer for Shantae Dupart, who had to be the brat. Well, she's married to Jessica now. Everybody else know that story. The interview, it kind of like I got like little bits and pieces of the interview, and he said something about how Thug Life is like dead or something. So so he had disbanded Thug Life, and then he had formed the Outlaws along with him and all 5 of those members. All those members here you have Gaddafi, who had passed away. Uh Noble. Noble, who had passed away. Um uh Fatal Hussein, who had later that passed away and died. And the other outlaws that was left is Malcolm Greenridge, who had to be EDI Don, and you got another guy who had to be Muta Bill, who had to be Napoleon, and another guy who was like cousins with Tupac is Katari Cox, uh, who had to be Castro. So 3 other outlaws that was left. Then the 3 other outlaws that later died. So he mentioned he mentioned this, that he had formed a group, so he had did so much. All this mention about he mentioned something about Mob Deep and things like that. It's just something you don't see every time. he mentioned everything about how Mob Deep doing a song. It was called like he did some songs like Thug Life was still living it. And they come out with another song attacking the West Coast. It was called I don't know if it's attacking the West Coast or it's or it's a jab at the West Coast. It was called like something. It's called LALA, Big City of Dreams. You know what I'm saying? Everything LA is not as what it seems. Don't give don't don't give don't give food when you come from out of town. That type of shit. I think it was a jab at the New York song that was like performed by the Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Daz Dillinger, Corrupt, and Snoop Dogg. It was like the song was like a tribute to the East Coast. Molly Mall, Molly Mall. Yeah, got Molly Mall. Freaking, freaking. Who else is there? Who else was there? Uh, I think Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, UTFO, and all these other old school rappers. Roxanne Shante. Yeah, Roxanne Shante. Who had to be Shante Gooden. All these people, bruh. Sparky D was no longer with us. She passed away. All those other rappers that paved the way. So we have to learn all this from other people. So see with Prodigy, let's see the thing about Prodigy is like a rapper, Havoc. These guys, they've been rapping to the core, bro, because nobody can even get enough of a Prodigy. See, Prodigy, I mean, no, he had some health problems dated back years, and then all of a sudden, tragically, he had passed away in 2017. I mean, a lot of people has gone. Fight Dog from a tribe called Quest. Fight Dog, he died too. So all these other people you see, the rap game, they're all dead. Lamont Coleman, he was a good ass rapper. Who has been known as Big L. He's a rapper. You know, he's a rapper. So he was known for working with Tupac. I think dated back to shit. I feel it was I feel it was 1994, 1993. Deadly Combination. It kind of sounded just like the song called "Representing" that who else? Ryan G. Ryan G. Who was like friends with Biggie, Notorious B.I.G.'s buddy. Who was doing the DJing for Tupac. He did this song called "Representing." I feel it was Tupac. I think it was Keith Murray. I think it was Stretch. Few of the guys. It's like, you feel me? Fake niggas is trying to kill me. That's the song that they rhyme. See, if you listen to Deadly Combination, it's starting to sound like the song "Representing." Everybody else knows what that song was about. It's just like a mixtape song. I can't even tell the difference. Can't even tell the motherfucking difference. we're about to be reaching the end of July. We gotta make sure that we didn't even leave out people. So the interview Tupac had did with Sway, I think it was enough. So, but still, I'm glad to go memorialize this man if I had chances. We'll do it differently. Well, I'm about to be finishing this. About to be finishing this live show before I'm at to go play Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? And then go watch off the script. And better yet, this stream is dedicated into the memory of Tupac Amaru Shakur, born on June 16th, 1971, and died September 13th, 1996. Rest in peace, Tupac Amaru Shakur.